Hi guys, on the 2nd of February 2020, this year is Wetlands Day. This right over here is a perfect example of a wetland.
Canal.
Okay, so the canal, the water comes through the canal, then the bulrushes filter the water, and then the water flushes into this pond. Okay, on the other side is also a perfect example of a wetland. There is quite a lot of scum, exactly like this.
Pond scum.
The pond scum on the other side, and there's quite a lot of seagulls as well.
Okay, pond scum. What about pond scum?
Okay, so as you can see, so the water levels drop.
Okay, where?
Up here, and then you can see the mud.
Yeah.
So now as the water levels drop, then you can see the mud. Then when the wind comes, it blows the salt into the water, which the salts, and gives it a high mineral content. Okay.
Just like on the other side, where's the red
flag?
flag?
On the other side, a red flag, as well known as
What's the other side called?
Flag.
Yeah. Just talk it again. You were too quick to comment.
Flag.
A red flag. Okay.
Red flag.
You did a video there, yeah?
Yes, I did.
What was there? What do you see there?
The
Foam?
the foam, white foam and stuff.
High nutrients.
Yeah, high nutrients.
Okay. Okay. Tell us about this pond scum now. This pond scum. What is doing to this pond here? What's a sign? What is a sign? Pond scum is a sign with? Pond scum is a sign of
acidification.
Yes. Okay. And now, okay, the vegetation. What's happening to the vegetation? Down below
the busy bleaching
the top pond scum. Yeah, and the salts on top of the surface. Yeah. And what is the pond scum doing to the aquatic vegetation on this pond? It's killing. Okay. What do you tell us about that algae there, the bottom algae there? The bubbles are coming up. All the decaying matter.
Yeah, all the decaying matter.
You're going to point to it. Hold the phone, you can point it. Hold it, and then you can put your finger on the side. Point it, point it. Do they point it for them? See the bubbles? See the bubbles?
Yes. Do you see the bubbles?
What's bubbles doing? That's all the decaying matter.
It's all the decaying matter.
So that's all ammonia.
So that's all ammonia
sulfur.
And sulfurous.
Yes. Now, can you see the filament vegetation down below? Do you see all that brown algae? See the brown algae?
Do you see all the brown algae?
And I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay. Now you see the bubbles coming up. So that's all nitrification. So that's decaying, right? So that's a killing, right? So all this vegetation in this pond, okay, this bottom right is piscine, okay. The same brown algae, you see the bubbles popping up there? That same brown algae that's covering all, you can see that the filament duckweed. Now these ducks here, right, okay, these coots and that, they eat the duckweed. These other ducks here will also eat the duckweed. But you'll notice that these birds here, these ducks, right, waterfowl, they won't eat any of this pond scum because it's too high in acids. It's too, and you can see the color. Okay. Now tell me about the coral reefs in Florida. There's also got the brown algae like that, with all the bleaching, right, is taking place.
Yeah, bleaches. So basically, say for instance, it's a stick of coral, so it's coral.
Oh, you have a stick. Oh, okay. Point
okay.
A stick. Yeah, you have a stick. Yeah. Point the stick.
Okay. So here's a stick.
Yeah. I'll hold the stick. You point the stick.
Okay. So here's a stick, and then coral.
Yeah.
And then
it's a stick. Yeah.
The brown algae attaches to this.
Yeah.
So now when a little coral polyps try to come settle on it, it can't.
And marine fish
won't eat the brown algae.
Just like
here.
Just like these ducks here.
Just like here, these ducks here won't eat the pond scum.
Because it's too high in
minerals and acidification.
Okay. So now, we're gonna understand this a little bit, right? Now, just like these bulrushes here, right? You see these bulrushes? There you see all the bulrushes have died. Okay, it's a little bit further back. These are still a little bit green, so the water's flushing inside the bog, so it's absorbing some of all that nitrification. So that's why these bulrushes haven't turned brown yet, right? But the water table, you can see that these bulrushes are quite low. This water table here, you see the road, it's quite high. So the water underneath here is able to still clean out it's not too high in acidification inside the bulrushes. But I'll take you down to Milnerton, and especially the wetlands, because there's been wetlands there on the 2nd of February. Wetlands, the vegetation, the bog is a little bit higher, right? There you will notice the acidification is very high because there's no fresh water to flush it out down below. To keep the whole process going like in balance. Then you'll see these bulrushes. We'll go down there towards Milnerton or any flayland or dam anywhere in the world, right? Summertime, the vegetation always dies, right? So all that vegetation and the salt mineral, just like this, has turned, the pond scum's turned, has bloomed here. Your water hyacinth, if you had water hyacinth around the edges of this dam now at the moment, and aquatic floating vegetation, then you wouldn't have had so much pond scum, because aquatic vegetation that floats on the top, right? They're ancient. They've evolved. They're almost like they are a bacteria. All plants have got like bacteria. They evolve from bacteria, right? Like your vegetation, your aquatic vegetation around the edges, right? The circumference, right? That's the only natural barrier stopping all the nitrification, all these sulfurs and all these ammonias coming in from the reeds when a wetland starts to go through its acidification period when the water levels drop. So that's your silver bullets. Your only silver bullets you got is your water hyacinth. So if you want to go kill your water hyacinth and your aquatic vegetation and spray it and kill it, you basically setting up your water body. Doesn't matter a pond like this, you can see got a bloom of pond scum. If there was bluegreen algae inside, the duck came through, and there was a little bit of sewage, a little bit of high phosphorus, and the nitrogen was incorrect. Then you'd see bluegreen algae would take over this pond. You understand? So it's to think that water hyacinth is a bad thing. Water hyacinth has got a lot of silica on its leaves, so that means it can absorb a lot of the dead matter that's down here at the moment. So all your little plankton, zooplankton and phytoplankton that die, when they die, the shells of the construction are out of silica. So water hyacinth can absorb all those high nutrients, natural nutrients. It can also absorb all these poisons, these natural arsenics that happen during a summer period of acidification of any water body. So if you decide to want to go spray and kill any of your aquatic vegetation that's floating, right, you're doing the injustice to your water body, and you're setting up the biodiversity of that water body to die, and they will die. Because the water, just like this here, the pond scum takes over. Eventually, you'll see there's no flamingos here. The reason why there's no flamingos here, you'll probably find that most of all the mud and the substrate here, a lot of that phytoplankton has already died. So what's the point of coming here and trying to put his beak into the silt and try to filter out something that's dead? Anything's dead, and something that's dead, then it's rancid. So why would he want that in his stomach? You know what I mean? Same as the corals around the world, they basically puking now because it's too hot. So they're puking out all the algae just under their skin that gives them their color, because a lot of that algae, because it's so hot and all the salt density down below on the surface of the oceans, or the floor of the surface, the ocean bottoms, is too high in acid. So that is killing a lot of the bacteria and also that calcification, like lime will kill. So all like if you got a lime or you're throwing on a farmer's field and you throw a lot of lime in there, you'll kill all your bacteria. So if you kill all your bacteria, the bacteria die. So the bacteria dies inside a coral polyp. That coral polyps, its bodies becoming toxic. So they start to stress and they start to puke, and then basically they puke, they expel all that is dying within them, in themselves. You understand? Without having that algae for photosynthesis and having the correct probiotics and that, their life cycle is doomed because they can't survive. And that is the reason why our oceans globally are dying. And it's because corals are, what are they doing? Puking. They're puking, they're dying. You understand? So if you understand what they're going through, then you can help them. And it's easy to say your corals are stressing and everything like that, but why are they stressing? What is actually going on? Yes, they're expelling the algae, but are they really expelling the algae, or they're just expelling the algae right inside them, and the bacteria is dead already? So if something is dead, like you got pus, you've got something inside your body, or something's gone wrong, you'll notice you'll get pimples. So that's imbalance. So basically, that's what the corals are doing. You understand? So on the bottom surface of the oceans, because the sun is beating down and there's less oxygen in the atmosphere, more ozone, like very few, like the ozone's getting depleted. So your gamma rays are coming through, and when they shower, they're heating up the ocean floors. Now they're heating up the ocean floors. The ocean floors, heating up the surface of the ocean. Now that hot water is very, very warm on the top surface. Now when your global currents move right around globally, they come to, you've got all these guys, like little geysers, like little edges, like say cyclonic, like little small edges, almost like little tornadoes, like little vortexes. They run on a current body, like on a current edge. They make these vortexes and twist and turn, but that whole volume of water moves. Once that whole warm piece of water hits the very warm current of the global circle currents, it dives, goes down. So you get an extreme warm water, high it hasn't got a lot of oxygen, high in mineral content, and the sun as well, when the currents run in the same direction. Because the salts aren't of the same density, right? You'll see a lot of bays that go that milky color. What happens there, as the water comes over shallow places, like here in Strand in South Africa is a place called Milk Bay. You'll notice in the coral reefs, as the water comes very shallow, it turns and it twists and it mixes a bit. Because the salts are different densities, the gamma rays are able to split them. Just like you take a copper plate, right? You can jump on YouTube, you'll see a thick copper plate. Drop a magnet. You drop a magnet from a height, the magnet will fall down, and all of a sudden, just before he slams into the copper plate, it'll stop dead still and won't collide, and then it'll hover for a small moment and then touch down gently. So that's magnetic likeness of likeness. So the copper plate is the same. But if you mix, like say pretend the copper plate is a whole lot of different salts now, whole lot of different pieces of copper and metals and all that, the sun can now split them up. You understand? Now that's what's happening to the oceans and globally. Okay, come, let's go. This is quite a long one. We're going to go, now that we understand a little bit more, so we go and we go do the Mega 1111 there on Milnerton to take out all those sewage pollutants and those chemicals. Okay. Let me see. What you say cheers. What's it? 5 birds. Are we going to help the birds?
Yes.
Help the birds. And we're going to help the Black River. Red flay. Siku flay. Sunflay. The rest of the water in South Africa, the other bodies. And then where we again? Global. We help all the other waters as well. Okay. Because if the whole globe can stop them, all this methane gases and all that, we've got a chance. What's our goal to do? What do we want to do with the oxygen? You want to make? Want to make more? Yeah. Yeah. And then the ozone layer gets thicker.
When the ozone layer gets thicker, the magnetic field also gets stronger.
Yes, magnetosphere. Okay. So that's our goal. Our goal is to need more oxygen, so we can help the world today. What we're going to do, all the young kids, everyone, try and make more oxygen. Plenty of people are coming together planting lots of trees, right? So they basically, all that carbon dioxide, the trees are taking the carbon away from the carbon dioxide, and they release the oxygen, right? So by helping the rivers and that, and creating more oxygen, we helping the ozone layer, same thing. Okay, but we want to do it on a massive scale. And then also helping these animals, everything, the water, because everything relies upon water. Our body is 75% water. Every living organism needs water. We all need water. The whole planet needs water. Okay. So the thing is, help get water like fixed up. So anything we can do is to create more oxygen. Okay. Okay, where are we going now? Milton.